It's called Nalubale. Nalubale medal given to those people who have impacted different industries into arts, education, and what. Yeah, at least I share something with Sudir. My name is Matovu Osman, and I'm an artist. When I say artist, I've done a couple of things in arts. Once I was a musician, once I was a rapper, I played some instruments, I've acted, I've done programming for television, I've been a creative director. Maybe apart from this artistic drawing, that's the part I haven't explored yet, but briefly, that's who I am. I've done a lot in art. Some have achieved, some have failed, but yeah, I'm an artist completely, that's what I can say. When you're an artist, most of the time there is that urge you want to explore a lot of things. At first you come into an actor, mostly at the young age, because you feel if you're known by the public and you're out there, everybody would love to associate with you. The more you get deeper into the concept of being an artist, then you realize you have this other foundation you can put onto your career. Then you end up moving into other aspects like writing, sometimes trying editing, and lately you end up as a director, because mostly directing comes with experience. The more you stay on set, the more years you accumulate, it leads you into directing. And sometimes you come to a point when some characters you were good at, because of the age factor, you can't do them better. You have shifted. So I believe concentrating into directing, it's another advancement into art, as an artist, as a film actor. When I'm given a script as an actor, what do I consider to choose the role? On my side, I think it comes back to how the script is written. That is very key. Then secondly, who is the director behind that script? Is he or she adding value on me, or it's just another thing I know, thing I did in the past? I consider that a lot. Then secondly, in the past, before having children, I was very okay to act as a boyfriend, to act as a cyclist, any other character. But since I became a father with 6 children, that means I have another experience in life. I know how to nurse children, I know how to take care of a wife, I know what it means, adjustments in family. So if I get into that character, it is easier for me to sink into it. If today you give me a character to be a president, I have to consider twice. Can I? How am I going to do it? How can I make research on that? So it's the fact of life that makes me to go with the character. However, still I consider the script. Does it add value on me or it doesn't? When you break through in a character, sometimes they call you that name. I'll give an example of a Nigerian actor called Nkemo Owo, something. We call him Osofia. So most of us, we have categorized, is Osofia. Every time they see him on screen, we still think he's Osofia. But he moved on with other characters, Johnny the driver, and so on and so forth. But in Uganda, we're still having a problem when someone does a character better. They want to do it over and over and over, which kills their career at the end of the day. So I think it's people to understand that that was a character and you moved on to another character. You just need to move on. You don't need to stick to what people loved. Try something new. Try venture into other styles of acting, and I think that can be better for. Movie consumption in Uganda is high. People love Ugandan movies. The only challenge is how do they get access to these movies? It all started when you go back then from the libraries where you had a membership and you could access a movie, you go, you rent, you take it, then you bring it. Then from VHS tapes, then somehow, somewhere it changed to VCD, to DVD. This is the problem now. It's all digitalized, it's a lot of computer work. DVDs are faded out, but people need content. How are they getting it? For example, my mom who is in Masaka, she would love to buy a movie for Ugandan, from Ugandan content, a movie made in Uganda. But how does she get it? That is the thing. Most of the time we thought piracy is the issue. Yes, piracy might be there, but the biggest effect is how do we send movies to these people? If you look at like Netflix, the way it does its things, today the internet rate in Uganda is still high. And remember, people who can afford, the audience that buys movies, it's not yet into that migration of using internet, accessing things, using the phones. But slowly by slowly, I think we shall get there. Just like the transition from Umeme, Uganda Electricity Board, UEB, into Yaka. Now people are getting used to it. We just need to come up with a formula that makes it a little more accessible. But the audience, it's there, and it's big, it's huge. Our industry is still young, because I don't think we're even 20 years. We haven't even made 20 years. So we're still learning a lot from the pioneers. Because right now I'm 38, but I'm considered to be one of the pioneers of the film industry in Uganda. Think about it in that concept. I haven't done enough. I haven't got to that stage, say, now he has to do this. The guy is 40 years, at least he has to do this. So I think the industry it's still growing. We shall get there. We shall get there, I believe. But as time gets on, as you saw just of recently, this is when we saw Tyler Perry breaking from the original culture of Hollywood, setting up a personal studio. So I think we shall get there. Originally, I was a theater performer, the drama with Bakainda drama actors. Then when we are selected out to be part of the team, the extras that are going to be in Last King of Scotland, I saw something different. I said, this is who I want to be. I'm not going back on stage. Do you know what happened? 2 weeks later, I found a friend who had it was a digital high 8 camera. It was a Sony high 8 camera, which had that large tape. We got the camera, we went on set, we shot whatever we shot. Bang, the first movie was done. After being on the set of Last King of Scotland. Adopting from TV, the traditional TV to streaming media, we have to change. We have to change at all costs. Apparently, we are trying something new. Since the consumption of data is still, the rate of data is still high, and people, the way they are reserving their data it's budgeted. So we're trying to create some short stories. I don't want to call them short movies. I don't want to call them series. We haven't found a category which they fall, but you think of how can I get a 90 feature film and I put it into 25 minutes, then someone at least can understand the whole concept of the show and they understand the movie, the way it should be. Though it is painful. But why are we doing this? We are trying to divert the audience. Look here. Change your mindset. You have your phone, you have your smartphone, you can have me at any time. Even if you go to Kabarore, even if you are in Kigali, even if you are in Burkina Faso, you can watch me. Please change. But it's coming slowly by slowly. But all we have to do is we have to embrace it, because 5G is here. Recently, I was in a workshop and I was told by the time 5G gets better, any smartphone will have access on free-to-air TV. Ben, we can't run away from it. To go into another world I've never been to. For example, if I'm acting as a doctor, I come out on the set, they call for action. Hey, doctor, what's up? I speak all the language that the doctors use. I can do everything like doctors do. But in real sense, I've never been. There was I'll give an example. There was a movie I acted in as a very broke person without money and nothing. And those days we used to go to taxi park to board taxis to our places. Then I meet an askari from Iganga SS. Say, hey man, how are you? I saw you broke. And he gave me 1,000 shillings. Still, I still have that money, that 1,000. Because it meant a lot. It means I portrayed better the character so that this person could believe, even in real time, that this guy is broke. I made my first movie when I was 22 years. Friends Act. My first movie was The Friends Act. It was about trying to promote. By that time, President Museveni came up with a campaign called PSA, presidential initiative on AIDS control strategy in the youth. So I made a script about it, not funded by the government, but just I picked interest from it. So that was my first movie. How could school-going children understand more about AIDS? Because by that time we used to not to tell them the truth, how you can acquire AIDS, yet the disease was there. And for me, I felt like I should come out and speak visually so that they can understand. And it made great. It was big in those times. Receiving an award from the president, I don't really understand what criteria. Even today, I always ask myself, what did I do? Do I really deserve this? I fail to understand the concept they used. Because in my capacity, I see a lot of great artists on the line whereby I have to stand at the back. But them, I don't know how it came about. I don't know why. Even today, I can't justify what was the criteria used for that. The movie that gave me difficult times to direct was the first movie, Friends Act. I was blue. I knew nothing from script writing, camera work. I used to watch TV, but I didn't know that that is a long shot, that is a wide shot, that is a medium, that is a Dutch tilt. I knew nothing. But I used to watch them and I could, okay, I like that, but I don't know what it is. And this time, you've gathered your friends around, you're telling them we are going to do a movie. But even the director, producer, writer, actor, because that's what the category, you know nothing. But somehow, somewhere, it took me 2 years to complete. Yes, with the Sinkano ABC, the challenge was, we are a little bit advanced, and I wanted these bigger names in the industry, in the performing arts, like the likes of Annette Nanduja, the likes of Patrick Mujuka, Chris Luwaga. But remember, by this time I'm making it, I'm 24, and these people are 50, 40, approaching them, telling them, guys, this is the script. You have to stick on what I wrote. This is what I want. It was a little bit challenging. However, they had the discipline to listen to me, to understand the vision, and even till today, it's one of the biggest movies Uganda has ever produced. Despite the fact the technicalities were wrong, the cameras were not good, but somehow, somewhere, people loved it, even today.